Happy Saturday. It's been an interesting week to say the least, but it's just about to get more interesting here today. So I'm going to talk about this story, and in case you haven't seen this, the Hurricane Milton in Florida. FEMA official was actually telling its workers to skip homes that had Trump signs in their yard. So basically, what this means is that FEMA was actually discriminating against these people based on their political persuasion, if you will. So um, I didn't discover this story. If you don't believe me, go to the Daily Wire. FEMA has actually admitted that this is happening. They just said that this person who was making this decision was reassigned, I believe, which is typical for government. You can, be as horrible as you want. We'll just take you out of the spotlight for a while, keep paying you. But I mean, this just brings it's kind of, I guess coincidental because this did happen before the election, but it's now that it's coming out the week of the election, it just kind of illustrates what we're going through in this country, between the left and the right, which, if you follow me, you know that I think left and the right or left wing and right wing are all part of the same bird. But, you know, it seems funny to me because from, all I hear from the left is, oh, we're, discrimination and this, that, and the other. How, based on political beliefs or, this would be no different than basing it on skin color or, nationality, what religion you belong to. So I got to say, why are we not hearing about this in the mainstream media? Because it was, their party that's pulling this off. So this is just something I wanted to bring light. This doesn't need to be a long video. There's not a lot to really go into. Definitely check out thedailywire.com, and the story is on there. I'm getting this, this isn't some story that I discovered. I discovered it through this, and, just has brought the light on a few other YouTube channels and things like that. So, but, it's just the irony here is just amazing, because that's all we hear constant from the left is how evil conservatives are, and how we're going to destroy the world, and we're going to completely take away everybody's civil rights, and Donald Trump hates women, and all women are going to die under the Trump administration, and we're going to kill everybody, everybody we don't like, we're going to go after our political opponents and everything. And if you haven't been following along, it's kind of obvious anymore that if you want to realize what they're doing on the left, just see what they're accusing the right of. And this story perfectly illustrates that for us. It's almost unbelievable that this is actually going on in our country. That we will actually skip over, somebody because of their political beliefs. Because go back, the video I made a month or so ago, with all the flooding in East Tennessee and Western North Carolina. They were, this area was devastated, and it was locals helping locals. It was people coming in from all different areas of, different areas of the country, donating money. I encourage people here to do that. You go on and, give to some of the places that were down there helping. I've done it myself. But it's amazing to me because I never once heard somebody come on during that time. And you can probably bet that a lot of those people that were helping were from both sides, conservative, liberal, whatever. I would venture to say there was people from both sides, but never once did I hear them say, well, we went into this neighborhood and we started searching the yards to see who was, we were asking people who they supported, or if they had a Harris Wall sign in their yard, we just drove right on by. It's amazing that our own citizens went in, they helped each other out, did whatever they could. I don't remember anybody ever even saying something to that effect, that they were, anybody was being, passed over for their beliefs. But it's pretty damn disgusting when our own government is doing it. These people with the Trump signs in their yards, they pay the same taxes as the guy with the Harris Wall sign in their yard. So the fact that this is actually allowed to go on, and the irony is, once again, where is the media? Where is the mainstream media? You have to go seek this stuff out. You have to be, because they're not going to say it, because their side is in charge. Once again, but I'm already hearing how Donald Trump's going to be a dictator and he's going to destroy the whole country and all this kind of stuff. When in reality, it's happening right before our eyes. He's not even the president. He hasn't been the president for 4 years, but they're still acting like he's running the show. So, you got to ask yourself, what, I don't come on here and tell people to take sides. I come on, when I bring things like this to light, I just I like to highlight the hypocrisy. But at some point, we've got to ask ourselves as Americans, where do our values align? You know, I don't necessarily have to agree with everything my neighbor says, but I'm not going to destroy my neighbor. Nor would I let him starve because maybe he voted for somebody different. Unless he was a real scoundrel or something like that. I don't even think about that when I meet somebody. The first thing out of my, when I meet somebody new or you're doing business with somebody, whatever it is, I doubt very much the first thing you want to know is who they voted for. But the fact that our government is doing something like this and now it's being exposed, and once again, media silence. So, but like I said, I'm going to go back to what I was just saying. You really need to start asking yourself, how do your values align? Put aside your left and right. Put aside your Republican and Democrat, your black and white, your straight, gay, whatever. Put all that aside. Where do your values align as far as just the way you perceive other human beings? Is that the way you perceive them, or do you perceive them as a fellow human being? Let's do that first. Let's look at each other as individuals. Let's stop looking at each other as a political party or who did you vote for. I have to ask you this before I save you from drowning. I have to know, did you vote for Donald Trump? Because if you are, I'm not throwing this life jacket out there. I mean, is this really where we want to be as a country? It's almost like I have a loss for words for this. I mean, I really can hardly believe that this is actually happening. And the fact that nothing's going to be done about it. Maybe when Trump takes office, he looks back at this or whatever, but it just seems like this is the problem. People have been allowed to just do whatever they want. This government has run rampant over everybody's rights. They lie, they cheat, they steal. Nothing gets done. We have hearing after hearing, and we see these videos, and we see them pointing fingers at each other about, oh, you did this, and how terrible you are. But nothing gets done. So maybe it's time for us as American people to start holding these people accountable. How that is, I mean, I think we've done that to an extent with this election. I really do. I think the one side has spoken loud, and I got to be honest with you. I don't think that everybody that voted for Trump or voted for the senators that, some of these states have flipped. Right here in the Keystone State, we flipped one of our senators. I really find it hard to believe that it's only conservatives doing that. There's been such a breakdown of the values and morals between the parties. And I'm not going to get on here. I'm not a raw Republican guy. Anybody that knows me know that. I have very strong values, but I don't really, it's hard to align myself with people that I don't trust. And I don't trust either side. But when it really boils down to, you do have to kind of look at what the values that they espouse. Then you have to hold them to that fire. It appears to me that we've got this, the one side has gotten so far out of what the average American believes in. And you can take the party, whatever. It's time that we stop walking in lockstep with these people. We need to do what just happened on Tuesday. We need to send a message that we're tired of a lot of this. And I really believe that's what happened here. I firmly don't believe that it was only Republicans that voted for Trump. I really think there's got to be some people on the other side that said, I may not like the guy, I may have my issues, but some of the things that are happening are just, I mean, they're just so far past what maybe they believe in or what I believe in. I mean, literally calling half of the country garbage because they voted for your opponent. They've been calling conservatives, Donald Trump, conservatives, Nazis and fascists and all this stuff. We're literally called Nazis and fascists while they're just, they're smashing somebody in the head while they're screaming fascist, trying to silence somebody. Because this is coming from the left, whether you want to believe it or not. You can convince yourself whatever you want. When you see a conservative speaking on a college campus, there thousands are protesting. You never hear it from the other side. If a liberal speaker was going to a college campus near my house, That's his right. I have no problem. I don't have to agree with him. I probably don't agree with a lot of what he's saying, but I still will, I still will fight for his right to say it, you know. So, it's we're going down a really slippery slope here. So really you know, take a time to do some personal reflection. I mean, this really says a lot that you would actually pass somebody up who actually needs help because they voted for somebody different than you. So like I said, take a moment of reflection. What is it that you want to, how do you want your country to become? Is this really what we want from America? That we can't have any type of disagreement with another person, or we need to destroy them, or, let them suffer just because, maybe our values don't completely align. And I don't mean that in an extreme way. I mean, I'm not, use common sense, obviously. And I'm not saying that you should compromise your values to align with somebody else. But we really need to get back to what is it that we, as human beings, put parties aside. How should we be treating each other? And this really is a clear example. So, like I said, definitely go check out the article. It's very disturbing, actually. You can find it at dailywire.com. I believe they're the ones that exposed it. And, say what you want. I know, oh, it's conservative, whatever. Okay, maybe so. But FEMA's not even admitting that they're going along with it. They're admitting that this happened. So it's not a bunch of just the, right-wing propaganda. So this should bother you. Whether you're on the left, whether you're on the right, this should bother you. And if it doesn't bother you, you really need to re-examine your values. So anyway, enough with this. I will see you guys on the next one, and definitely check that one out, dailywire.com. If you like the videos I'm putting out, please let me know in the comments. If you can add to anything that I say on here, definitely please give me a like, subscribe if you can. I really appreciate it. And hopefully if we can get this channel to grow, we can, maybe spend a little more time focused on some of this stuff. And I do want to get back to some of the preparedness stuff, but there's just so much been going on, and, coming up with some different things. And like I said, stay tuned. There's going to be some different things coming up in the next couple months too. So anyway, I appreciate you sticking around. I will see you on the next one. God bless you all, and take care of yourselves.